The highest ranking men have verified Mr. Paul and Big Shorts. You know I'm serious. We are in the midst of the storm. Are you prepared? Although it's going to start to rain, I believe we're in the middle of it. Get ready, get ready. Hi everyone, I hope you're all having a great time with your additional $2.61. Now, hold on a moment. It becomes interesting at this point. Are you all set? The storm has been the subject of numerous discussions on Twitter. According to this individual, who is the special envoy of the Russian president for investment and economic cooperation and the CEO of the Russian Direct Investment Fund, my opinions differ. The storm is coming, he says. All right, so the storm is literally approaching, according to someone who may be an insider. This was first said by one person some time ago. All right, so that came from Big Short. Quiet before the storm. Are you all aware of what's going to happen? For this reason, I mentioned that we're still not done with Financial Council. Instead, guys are now using the phone portion of the additional P community. It's called interesting. And in a single sentence, Donald Trump provided the greatest confirmation possible. This moment is approaching, so we will discuss him. But first, this individual who predicted the storm would arrive. People, since he is the CEO of the Russian Direct Investment Fund, which is at least a $10 billion sovereign wealth fund established by the Russian government to co-invest in the Russian economy, he is connected to the Russian government. In other words, he is probably an insider, and he said, the storm is coming, we're not out of it yet. He is also listed in the WEF people. Are we beginning to realize that this insider told you in plain sight? It's getting stormy. Correct. Something loud is going to start to appear. What might it be? Donald Trump then makes the exact same statement. We weren't going crazy, and I knew we were right. Correct. I can tell Donald Trump is keeping an eye on us in this way. Correct. It's verified. He actually watches our videos. Correct. If not, the Riddlers are aware of him, or at least he is in contact with them. Correct. Since they were aware that this would occur. Why? A storm is on its way. What does Donald Trump have in his hands? A canopy. What does that signify? The rain is coming down. President Trump then discusses the recent historic peace agreement. Egypt will be the topic of our conversation. Egypt is amazing, boys, and Mr. Paul has a lot of ties as well. Well, there's a lot going on there. Very stormy though, isn't that right? If you watch the video, it's quite stormy. Additionally, the Arab and Muslim nations are all applauding simultaneously. That has never occurred before. Typically, when one person is cheering, the other is not. The converse is true. Everyone is astounded and excited for the first time, and it's an honor to be participating. We're going to have a great day, and it will be something that has never happened before, so I'll see you on the plane and we'll have a nice time. All right, Peter. Good to see you. Many thanks to all of you. Although it isn't really stormy, it is windy, and I can see a drop of rain beginning to form here. However, it is still brewing, so we'll see what happens. The storm is approaching. Trump was the only one with an umbrella at first, but it was broken, so I couldn't take my eyes off of it. Is it just me, or is it a storm calm now? This is calm in my opinion, since who would have given Trump a broken umbrella? Dramatria's black shattered umbrella is equal to 178. This brings up the topic of emergency broadcasting. Guys, anything. This is a definite calm, isn't it? If you don't believe it, I knew that we're still in the storm, and I knew that we're in the storm because of the Riddlers, who always post it before it even happens. Well, in the future proof establishing the previous year, the past demonstrates the future. Isn't it the calm? Keep August 28th in mind. Was the cryptocurrency market quiet? It was very peaceful and silent. Correct. Simply put, it was incredibly quiet. How about right now? So noisy, yet we haven't reached that tipping point yet. Isn't that correct? Let's say that we are most likely. You mean right here, men, in this location? Correct? It will only get more bizarre. That will be the storm's peak, and it feels incredibly stormy. Immediately after, there will be rainbows and sunshine. Alright, now that we know this is a lovely calm from Donald Trump, one of the reasons I adore him is that he sends out these communications and validates us. However, he does occasionally do some nasty things, but I suppose that's just the way things are. Thus, he is holding his umbrella here. In addition, he is holding the umbrella himself, which is a really fascinating feature. Security doesn't exist, does it? It isn't being held for him by anyone special. He has it in his hand. He's most likely going through a storm, isn't that right? He's now going through it. He's leaving for the Middle East, correct, for the historic peace agreement. This is a summary of what transpired, by the way. But once more, there is a clear calm that the storm is practically upon us. But take a look at this. I'm not sure who established this, but it appears to be Xi Jinping, China. Take a look at this. This is devilish. End quote. The sun will emerge after the storm. This was set by whom? They're demonstrating that this is all about politics, but I'm not sure. They are actually stating that the sun will emerge, but only when the storm has passed and the storm is finished. Correct. So folks, we're in the middle of it now. The sun is coming. Whoa, what's happening? Correct. There is undoubtedly something. As we discuss the Middle East, keep an eye on it, because conflict breaks out there at the most unexpected time. Correct. At the moment they came to the conclusion that some occurrences were taking place in other parts of the planet. However, Mr. Paul informed us that it is not finished. Another conflict will break out when we least expect it to. All well, so that's why they're most likely indicating the storm. What storm, Mr. President? You'll be aware of the storm we're discussing. Okay, so this is it. Thus, in essence, President Trump joins world leaders at the International Gaza Peace Summit in Egypt, which is a significant event for Middle Eastern peace. Alright, everyone is here, but have a look at the history. How does that appear? Correct. Is that the logo? Well, this is a summit for peace, I guess. Alright, a deal to stop the war over there. Alright, the same thing, literally, for Mr. Paul. Correct. Guys, like the leaves, take a look at this. Correct, a crown. Fascinating. This is the strongest confirmation available. The only person who posted this was Mr. Paul himself. It's a happy face in the center, isn't it? It resembles a lifeless happy face. Strange. Here at the summit, Trump gives the French president an arm wrestling handshake. From the picture, it appears to be a wrestling handshake. Something feels off now that Trump is sending us storm comms, right? These people knew, guys, huh? That's how we know they're in communication with Trump's right, with the highest governments in the world, not just one. The storm is still with us. Most likely, it's still brewing. The height of it will soon be upon us. However, we are beginning to witness the emergence of peace. He's only stating one thing, isn't that right? Guys, one thing is going on. Alright, however, something else is most likely in the works. Then he goes on to argue that World War III will never happen here. Well, However, Mr. Paul warned us that it would come as a surprise. Even if they brought quiet, something will spark there once more. Correct. It will occur when you least expect it to. They granted us storm calms for this reason, which will subsequently affect the markets. For this reason, I believe that Black Swan will soon be here. Alright, folks are unaware, but the charts will let us know. If this shows up, everything will collapse again. We haven't fallen to the bottom. These are merely my thoughts, and I believe that we are headed in the correct direction. He claims there will never be this, so perhaps this will lead to it right here. However, Mr. Paul's statement that there will be implies a lot, because so many people mention the Middle East, and this has been the case for many decades. I've read a lot about the Middle East being the starting point of World War III. It will not occur. That will not occur. You might have assumed it might have happened at one point, but it won't. No third world war will break out. Hopefully, at least he stated that it will not occur. Return to Mr. Paul's suite now. You mean it won't happen? Although I also don't want that to happen. Only one individual stated that it would. The bit is where? Where is the tweet? The conflict will start in the Middle East at the most unexpected time, isn't it? Many things have happened there since this occurred a few years ago, but once more it will only occur when you least expect it, so keep in mind that other Paul drop. There is a supernova, a kaboom, or an explosion, so be prepared for the unexpected. However, it will not begin in the Middle East. There won't be a third world war. There won't be a third world war, if we're clever. Here and now, we start our work from, what stance is that? Take a look at his hands. He simply crosses. Fascinating. Take a look, 113. What is today? 1013 people. Oh my god, I'm going insane. Please share and like today's video. We are ahead of every political issue, event, and piece of news. Mr. Paul warned about everything, including natural disasters. Guys, do you get what's